participant, so that's amazing.
Right?
Absolutely.
Greetings, everybody.
Welcome in. Welcome in. All right. Let's see. I got some technical difficulties here because the cat is trying to exist on my box that I'm trying to stabilize the computer with. Okay, come on, Kitty. Work with me here. Excellent. All right. My props. Me and my props. The cats are messing with my props. Of course. They would. My fur babes would have it no other way. Absolutely. Absolutely. Greetings. Yes. So as we get settled in, not sure who will be joining us live today. We'll see. We shall see.
This should be a very interesting class, I think.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we just did this. I mean, I know it was a week ago, but I feel like we just did this.
But we did Friday night.
True. You and I were here on Friday night. This is so. But in regards to the class, I just feel like this whole week just went by a little fast for me. So.
Yeah. I feel like the weekend has gone by so fast.
They all do, don't they?
Yeah.
Because we're due back to work on Monday.
Well, you are.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I am. I know. That's for sure. You don't have work tomorrow, huh? So tomorrow is your extended weekend. You get an extension.
Tomorrow is my day to work on Soulfire Ascension and on the website. So
you're working mentally with your energy.
Yeah.
Awesome. Welcome in for those viewers that are with us.
What did you do?
I went to add myself. No idea. I'm sorry.
Don't say you're sorry.
That's right. I meant to do it. Fault. It is a fault deliberately. It was a deliberation. So, yes. Well, and what I meant to do was click on another screen here to get myself settled into the moment of the now with our frequency and our energy of our next class. And so what is this title for this week?
The Lost Self.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about boundaries.
Yes, indeed. So I feel like I'm not sure who's in our audience. So whomever is here, welcome. Feel free to type in the chat. Let us know that you're here. Absolutely. And
so I also want to put our, if you have missed, I'm going to do I'm just going to say right now, I'm going to do some yawning tonight because I am so tired. This weekend, we got the entire house clean, but I don't know if you know, we've got a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, upstairs, downstairs, basement, whatever.
So you got 3 full levels?
No, actually 2 levels.
Okay.
The basement and the upstairs.
And what about your
we have this huge yard, so we got the whole house cleaned and the yard cut this weekend.
Nice.
Ooh. And grocery shopping done. And so it was a big weekend. I probably expel less effort when I have the grandchildren. I should have the grandchildren more often.
Awesome.
A good reason to have them. So, oh yeah, what I was going to do
Mm-hmm.
is media as well, banners, yes. So, for those of you who have not seen classes 1, 2, and 3, you can go to our YouTube channel, Soul Fire Ascension courses, and you can watch all of them.
Awesome. Thank you.
And we got a
Thank you
nice
for
little
posting
ticker
that.
going.
Awesome. Awesome.
Or we can hide that and we can go and just do that.
Ah,
So there we go.
awesome. Awesome. We've got part of our team sisters are here. Sister Sam and Jessie. Welcome in.
Awesome.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for answering the call. I messaged them on Messenger and I was like, hey, we're live if you can make it. So thank you.
Yay.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm not going to lie. This, like I said, this whole week went by so fast for me. I generally like to make like little clips on TikTok and post them on Facebook and on TikTok and tell people about our show. But this whole week just went by. I did nothing. So I did no form of social advertising and I'm slacking.
And I usually post our shorts from our shows on the channel and on Facebook. I told you I would be yawning.
It's all right.
And I did not even do that this weekend.
Mhm.
I have the shorts, but I have all the titles for them, but I just have not posted them yet.
Whenever is clever. So Sam says, yes, thank you for letting me know. I totally appreciate it. No, I totally appreciate you for
Really?
joining us. And Jessie says, glad to be here. Well, we are glad you are here. We absolutely love when you contribute and communicate with us during the class. I feel like feedback and the interaction is also what builds the experience.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. For sure.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
And I know Sam said she was sorry she was late, but you're never late, Sam.
That's right. Us goddesses, we don't need to adhere to a clock.
No.
Mm-hmm. The presence
or the Gregorian calendar that Lisa loves so much.
The Greg. Oh, the Greg. Yes. I'll emphasize that enough, how I care for the Greg. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
To be continued. One of these days, we're going to talk about all the calendars on the planet. I look forward to it.
That's going to be Lisa's show because Lisa has all that technical information in her head.
The amount of information.
I'm lucky I know which day the show is, you know?
Awesome. Let's see. It was a rest week for many. The Schumann resonance was all over the place. The universe was saying, stop and recalibrate. For me, that means sleeping to catch up and balance. Yes, Jess.
That's what I needed, was more sleep this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
Absolutely. And Sam says, I know we can all raise some positive energy together. Mm-hmm. Yes, we can.
We
Absolutely.
can.
So with that being said, how about we go ahead and seal ourselves in our sacred circle?
Absolutely.
And then we can carry on. And so I would like everybody to just take a few deep, gentle breaths and try to allow your exhale to be a little longer than your inhale. And when you're breathing, breathe from the bottom of your belly all the way up through your chest. Try to visualize like a pillar of light starting at your root chakra and coming all the way up, 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 up. When you breathe in, up to the third eye, and then release. Longer than the inhale. And in this moment, asking Source, connecting with Source, the frequencies of Source, allowing that beautiful Source love light, allowing the frequencies of Source to weave through all of us here in this moment, whether it is now or in the future, allowing the Source frequencies to assist weaving us together in a beautiful co-creative space, allowing peace, harmony, safety. We are always safe together. This is a safe space. And as you're breathing, I would like for you to just feel your ribs widen, your spine becoming straight, filled with the presence and light of Source. And as you breathe, may this space be gentle with you. May your body feel included. May you meet yourself with kindness as we explore what allows you to stay. This is a safe space. Thank you for joining. It is done. Thank you.
Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you're always so good at that.
Well, one thing I'm learning about breath work as well is because, like I said, these are things we are not taught. And the more we practice, even just a couple times a day, pausing for a moment and taking some deep, gentle breathing breaks for yourself, it really helps your body recalibrate your nervous system. Because unfortunately, a lot of us run that triple F, fight, flight, freeze, just constant, until we realize, oh, wait a minute, that's a programming in my nervous system. I want to change that. And I personally, I have noticed a difference as well in my breathing patterns and in my blood pressure. My blood pressure is lower because I'm taking deep, gentle breaths. So,
Well, and ever since you suggested that in one of the classes, I have, and especially during the day, I've taken the time to just breathe and center myself. And it does. You're absolutely correct. It makes a big difference.
And just to make a note out there for everybody, it doesn't happen right away. It takes a little time. So be patient with yourself, because even I in the beginning thought, oh, there I go. Can shift your whole perspective. So,
Yeah. Okay, so are we ready? Okay.
Yes, please.
All right. So, oh, I lost my comments. You hit that button and they shift that way. And your whole screen goes that way. So, the first thing that I want to say is welcome everyone to the Wounded Healer Masterclass for the Lost Self. And if you see on the corner on this side, take a picture of it and it'll send you right to Raven's Healing Arts Yep, the website. And there's a archetype quiz up there where you can see what archetype you are. And it gives you a little reading on that, and it's totally free. There are a couple of other free classes up there, but there are many other things up there as well. So just wanted to mention that. So over the past several weeks, we've explored patterns, self-abandonment, grief, and the cycles that shape our lives. Tonight, we're talking about something that may not seem connected to the idea of lost self at the first glance. We're really talking about boundaries. When people hear the phrase the lost self, they often imagine a part of themselves that vanished somewhere along the way. But what if the self isn't truly lost? What if it was simply buried beneath years of survival? I'm going to stop right there and let's think about that. What if our true self was not lost at all? It was simply buried beneath years of survival. Well, I can see that because, if you have an idea and you start to put that idea out there and somebody goes, oh no, and you kind of back up and you buried just a little piece of yourself. What's your opinion on that, Miss Lisa?
I would say that very well occurs because as life and circumstances happen, piles on top of each other.
Yeah.
So what was down here is still down here as all these other things, all these experiences and that moments in time that create new memories. You're forgetting about what was down here because you just got all this other stuff that's stacked like dominoes. So me personally, I could not identify with who I was when I was married. I was married for 20 years. And if you would ask me what my favorite food and what my favorite color, I wouldn't be able to tell you because I was too busy being a mom, a wife, and all the other responsibilities that come along with that territory, that as time went on, I didn't even know who I was because life happened. So it's very easy for all of us to become disconnected with that essence of who we are because of life's circumstances and happenings. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sister Sam says, I can definitely see myself there. Surviving made me block my mind and feelings.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like we're not given enough time. We're not given time to process things properly, really, because you don't have a choice but to just keep going and moving along instead of stopping and pausing for a moment and sitting with it, processing it, moving through it. Because that's another thing we're not taught how to do.
No, we're not, but we're just taught to shove it back down and survive because this is all about survival, staying in survival mode for so long. So what if the self we are searching for is hidden beneath old roles, old expectations, old fears, old patterns of self-abandonment? Many wounded healers did not lose themselves all at once. They lost themselves one accommodation at a time, one unspoken truth at a time, one unmet need at a time, and one boundary at a time. Tonight, we explore how boundaries become one of the pathways back to ourselves, not as walls and not as punishments, not as ultimations, but as a way of staying connected to ourselves while remaining connected to others. That's a big thing right there. That's hard to do.
Mm. And Jesse says, it seems like society glorifies our getting lost, an expected sacrifice for the matrix. We are our own sovereign souls, too.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's getting lost, not lost, getting lost with a T. She knows she had a typo. and
No.
And Sister Sam says, and technology nowadays is doing the same thing without us knowing. There's always noise blocking our signals and preventing us from being our own selves.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Absolutely, because these devices that create the frequencies that are organic biofields, it's an infringement in our purity.
Mm-hmm. And it's a purposeful infringement as well. And it starts even when we're in the womb.
Mm-hmm.
So, because every healthy boundary helps us remember who we are, why boundaries feel so hard for wounded healers. Many wounded healers learned very early that saying no created tension. Needs were inconvenient, limits led to withdrawal, boundaries felt like rejection. So the nervous system learned, if I stay flexible, I stay safe. If I keep everyone happy, I stay loved. If I don't ask for much, I won't be disappointed. I've learned that's one of mine really. Over time, being flexible stopped being a choice and became a habit. Yeah, how many of us, you know, if you went along, then you were loved. And if you didn't go along, there was that rejection, so we feared that rejection. So that's that in itself, we're losing ourselves again in that, just to be loved.
Or we would feel like there was, if we don't do this, then we will be punished.
Yes.
We will be punished with fill in the blanks, whomever that person is that we were seeking the love from, whether it was the significant other or a parent, a family member,
A friend, anybody.
right?
Or
Absolutely.
even society itself.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I want to say a lot of us have robbed ourselves of many experiences, and we have robbed ourselves of our own sovereignty by playing that role.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We became so focused on keeping the peace, avoiding conflict, and taking care of everyone else that we stopped listening to ourselves. Little by little, we lost touch with our own needs. feelings, and limits. The more we adapted to everyone else's, the more we adapted to everyone else, the future we drifted from ourselves. The more we adapted to everyone else, the further we drifted from ourselves.
Mm-hmm. And Sam commented as well, part of why us wounded healers, also for fear of being alone.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I think more of us actually fear being alone. A lot of us do.
Mm. And Sam also said, and also the fear of the unknown.
We always fear the unknown. We're programmed to actually fear that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's where people do. That's where we don't step outside of that box and see what's on the other side of the box or come
Mm-hmm.
out of that bond.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where the lost self begins. Not through a dramatic event, but through repeated moments where survival felt more important than authenticity. So, yeah, because you don't want to be alone. You go along with the crowd because that's kind of what you do. And so, with each of these things, we're burying our authentic self and our true self. Do we have some comments?
At the moment, no.
Okay. A core truth: boundaries are not walls. Boundaries are information. They tell others and they tell ourselves what allows us to remain present without harm. Without boundaries, we begin abandoning ourselves. With boundaries, we begin remembering ourselves. So, what boundaries are not? Boundaries are not punishment. They are not control. They are not withdrawal. They are not emotional shutdown. They are not demands that other people change. A boundary does not say, you must become different. A boundary says, this is what I need in order to remain connected to myself.
Mm-hmm. And that's another thing that we're not taught: boundaries, and that they're healthy. We're
Yeah.
not taught that. We're definitely not taught that.
No.
No. But what we are shown, right, through example, is lots of overstepping.
Oh, yeah,
A
absolutely.
lot of overstepping of boundaries goes on in the world stage platform, for sure, by devices and systems, work systems. My internet, just so you know, there's a storm here right now, so I keep spinning. Just putting that out, the forewarn. So Jesse says, it's a lot to process because it's beyond true. My soul and nervous system are both sad and joyful for what has been experienced, but joyful because it shows the healing that is taking place. Boundaries are a superpower.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
absolutely. Very well said. And Sam says boundaries are there to remind us to be connected with our inner self and to know we are worthy of love and respect.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you. Both of you, spot on.
Yep. So if a boundary feels harsh, it is often because it is being held after years of self abandonment, not because it was wrong. What boundaries are clarity, boundaries are containment, boundaries are pacing, boundaries are honesty, boundaries are self respect. A boundary says, this is what allows me to stay, not stay silent, not stay small, not stay hidden, stay present, stay connected, stay myself. The lost self and the self abandonment, many people spend years searching for themselves. They take classes, they read books, attend workshops, go on spiritual journeys, and yet often the lost self is waiting in the places where we continue to abandon ourselves.
Jesse says, I was never allowed to have boundaries as a child. It created chaos and pain in my adult years. But now I can say no with love and light, and it's making relationships stronger, especially with myself. Always be impeccable with your word, even with yourself.
That's very good advice. Yeah, I think about how many of us were allowed to have boundaries as children. We weren't. That's not how you grow up. We didn't have those boundaries as children. We weren't allowed to have them. A lot of us weren't. But we live in a society that's totally dysfunctional. I mean, I know when I was growing up, I used to watch Leave It to Beaver, and mom always had her hair done, her makeup done, and her dress on. And she always had dinner cooked, and they lived in this perfect world. But none of us live in a perfect world. And we weren't raised by Leave It to Beaver's mom
Mm-hmm.
or, let's say, to therapists, you know, who are trying to raise a healthy human being. Because, nope, we weren't. No comments? Okay.
None at the moment.
The voice we don't speak, the need we don't express, the limit we don't honor. Every time we override ourselves, we move further away from who we are. Every time we do honor ourselves, we move closer. The path back is often much simpler than we imagine. It begins with listening. It begins with listening. So A lot of times, guilt usually appears when we set a boundary. And a lot of times, guilt appears when we set a boundary because we're not used to setting them. But why guilt appears after setting boundaries is one of the biggest surprises people experience. The moment we begin setting boundaries, guilt appears, but guilt is not proof that you've done something wrong. Guilt often appears because your nervous system expects consequences. A familiar role is shifting. You are no longer carrying discomfort for everyone else. You are no longer abandoning yourself in order to create comfort for others. Guilt is often a withdrawal system from self abandonment. Yeah. When people first say no, they go, oh, wonder what's going to happen now.
Sam says guilt and sadness.
Yes.
Isn't it? It's a shame that we automatically feel guilt for wanting to create boundaries or saying no to something. And it's time to reprogram that. It's time to reprogram that because we shouldn't feel guilty.
Yeah. And we can program it. And it does soften over time. It really does. So, Lisa, do you have something to share about guilt and losing yourself and your nervous system? Because you are that nervous system expert.
In training. I'm in training because I'm learning.
If you're in training, you're a very awesome expert for somebody who's just in training.
Just training. Thank you. So when we do begin to create boundaries for ourselves, our nervous system is programmed. And when we are in the process of doing something different or retraining our nervous system, because a lot of our reactions and responses come from our subconscious programming, which has all been installed by the age of 7, by the way, and in our it's called epigenetics. We are our environment. So what we grew up with, where we grew up, what we were around, all that stuff that was in the background went into our background. So,
oh Lord, I'm in trouble.
so the nervous system often it often reacts first. And this is in regards to when we create a boundary. So when we shift and we're doing something different, at first, sometimes we might get anxiety or that guilt or that sadness or a tightness in our chest because we're doing something different. But that doesn't mean that we are unsafe. It just means that our system is updating. It's upgrading, right? So it takes time. But over the time, our boundaries can actually calm our nervous system. Mm-hmm. Our nervous system will learn that we are safe, and it will assist us with creating clarity, pacing, and presence. Our presence with ourself, because we always be gentle with ourselves and be patient with ourselves. That's part of the self-love journey. And it doesn't mean that when we do create boundaries, it doesn't mean that we are doing anything to anyone. It's actually something that we're doing for ourselves and for our highest good and our highest alignment. So just remember to go gentle with yourself. And if you create a boundary between you and someone else, and you start to feel maybe that guilt or a little bit of anxiety, just pause for a moment and take a deep breath, because that deep breath will help reset your nervous system. So instead of automatically going to that fight or flight, if you slow down the breath, that allows you to be in that calm, rest, and digest mode. So it's okay. Because first of all, the only constant in life is change. So it's okay to change the way you do things. It's okay to change what you say to someone. Don't always have to agree.
And it may bring on anxiety at first, but like you said, your system is upgrading at that moment and learning something different. And again, like you said, with time, the different frequency and learning, the body attunes to that. Yeah,
Absolutely.
that was very well said, Lisa. And I think that was on our show last Friday, where she said exactly what you said.
Well, and because change is the only constant, but
Yeah.
a lot of us are afraid of change. Well, let's learn a new way to approach and live in change. So, Jessie says, I don't like seeing anyone sad. It's hard not giving in to make someone happy, but every little give in leads to losing yourself again.
You're right,
Very true.
Jacqueline. Burying yourself, even at something so tiny like that, trying to make somebody else happy.
Sam says, people don't understand when you establish boundaries and judge you like you're being selfish. Possibly, but it's time for us to shift that perspective, because regardless of what other people think, we know what we know in our hearts. And that's what we need to allow be our inner compass, is that feeling that comes from our hearts, and what does it feel? So Sister Jess says, I worry about how my son has been affected from my dysregulated nervous system in his earlier years. We are both healing from many generations of wounding. We want to
Stop it with us. I love his boundary settings. I'm proud of him when he reminds somebody about them. Lisa, you froze. I'm sorry.
No, don't be.
Oh, I said I'm sorry.
We got to get a horn, like a Blair horn. I could Blair horn you, and you could Blair horn me.
But I have honestly, since we've started doing this class, I have gotten so much better.
Excellent.
I got better putting this class together, but I feel like going through it with everyone, I have gotten so much better. I know that we have this correction for our cats. Sometimes it's a little spray bottle of water, and I kept saying I was sorry at one point with Tim, and he looked at me, he said, you say it one more time and I'm going to spray you with the cat bottle.
awesome.
So, yeah.
And before I read the next comment, I just wanted to comment to Jessie that that is a beautiful awareness that you and your son have together, and the relationship that the both of you are building together to stop all the ancestral and all the patterns and the programming, and you're stopping it. And then the both of you are resetting yourselves for your future and his future. So that's amazing. And keep it up. Thank you very, very, very much, because that's again a ripple effect that's going to ripple out.
Yes, it is. And I also want to let everybody know that on Raven's Healing Arts, we do have an ancestral trauma healing course. And a few people have taken it and given me some feedback, and they absolutely loved it. So just wanted to put that out there.
It's
because a lot of our trauma and a lot of these things, Jessamine's right, it's ancestral. It's things that are passed down generation, belief systems. I mean, everything. It's ancestral. A lot of stuff is ancestral.
Sam says we are definitely learning to love ourselves, and that's beautiful. Absolutely. And the ripple effect. You know, we be the change that you wish to see.
That's right.
Be the change.
And not trying to be corny or anything here, but up at Raven's Healing Arts, we also have the class Love the Self You Were Never Taught to Love. And that's a free class that you can take. And it's a good class. I'm not saying that because I wrote it. It's a good class. I'm saying it because I've had people take it and they really enjoyed it and they learned some stuff from it.
And Jessie says neuro rewiring. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yes.
A bell. Oh, my comments disappeared. Come back here. And Sam made a comment. She says a bell. Oh, she's laughing at that. I'm going to get a bell and bell you when you say SORRY.
Yeah. Don't say that word.
I spelt it.
I know.
It sounds a little different.
I know. It's like when I was growing up and my grandmother was old school, she spelled SEX, and like we never knew what that was,
But if she spelt it, she could get away with it. Let's just spell it instead.
Yeah.
You don't know what I'm saying.
Right. Any more comments?
I believe we are caught up for. Wait. Oh, we have one more. Sam says it really is a good class. I loved it.
Oh, hopefully one of the classes that's either on the website or this one.
I think she's talking. I think Sam, are you talking about the Learn How to Love Yourself class?
The self you were never taught to love.
And then let's see, we've got like an 8-second delay possibly, and then she's got to type it, or maybe her finger. I'm trying to reenact Sam's.
There we go. So I'd like for everyone to close your eyes and bring your mind to a recent boundary, whether it be spoken or unspoken. Notice where you feel guilt in your body. Notice whether there is tension relief, fear, or even sadness. Now gently repeat, this boundary allows me to stay. This boundary allows me to stay connected to myself. Notice what changes when you say that. No fixing, no judging, simply notice. So, reflection questions. It's not homework or anything like that. It's something to reflect on. What do I fear will happen if I hold a boundary? What part of me believes boundaries create loss? Where have I mistaken self-sacrifice for love? What would a kind boundary sound like? What part of myself am I reclaiming when I honor my limits? Boundaries are not something we do to others. Boundaries are something that we do for ourselves. They are not acts of distance. They are acts of care. They help us remain connected without disappearing. And perhaps that is what the lost self has been waiting for all along. Not to be found, but to be honored. Between now and next week, this week's invitation is simple. Notice when you feel the urge to explain, to soften, to justify, or apologize for a healthy boundary. Pause and take a breath. See if the boundary can stand on its own, even briefly. Notice what happens. And so this is the part where Miss Lisa can, if we do have comments, fine, or and the closing blessing. But yeah.
Now, in regards to the earlier comment, Sister Sam, that she said was a really good class, I was correct. It was the one. What
Love
is
yourself.
love yourself?
You were never taught to love. And
Mhm,
it's
mhm,
free. Go
mhm.
up and take it. It's free.
Yes. So she did agree in the comments, and she also said that we are delayed, which I kind of had a feeling there
Yeah.
might be a little delay between what we're saying and their amount of time to type back to us.
Yeah.
So David, this is from earlier, he said his stepdad taught him to never say sorry. Well, lucky you.
Right?
Lucky you. We weren't so fortunate over here in the way upper. You're down under, and we're the way upper. So Jesse says, I need to buckle down and really dig into your classes. I've been in a weird limbo with learning. I needed to purge old beliefs to create space, but it is time to move forward again. Awesome. But all is in divine timing, Jess. So
Yep.
obviously you needed that moment of limbo, like you said, to clear out the old, make space for the new.
Mhm.
Clear the container. And there's a couple other comments. I'm trying to get my arrow down there. Okay. And then Jessie says, I always feel tension in my throat chakra and my jaw all the way down to my sacral when I need to set a tough boundary.
Yeah.
So you feel it.
Yeah, you
Feel it
feel it all
multiple.
the way down. Yeah.
But
Well, I don't know about anybody else, but when you first start setting those boundaries, do you breathe? And that's why you feel that energy go all the way down throughout the chakras, because all of a sudden you set this boundary and then your nervous system and you don't breathe and you're holding all of this and in it, and that's why it would affect just about every one of your chakras.
mhm, freezing up.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. And we are all caught up with the comments.
Awesome.
So,
Unless, Lisa, you have some last words that you would like to say, it's all you.
okay. So let us just take a moment and take a couple deep breaths in and allow your exhale to be a little longer than your inhale. And I would like to thank everybody who has joined us this evening or in the future. Thank you for listening. And let us just slow the pace a little bit so that we can integrate what it is we just learned this evening. And as we close this evening, may you remember you are not cruel for having limits. You are not unloving for needing space. You are learning how to stay within yourself without disappearing. May your boundaries be an act of care, not distance. And may you walk out today with a little more clarity, a little more breath, and a little more of yourself.
Aho.
Aho. It is done.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so we will see everybody in 2 weeks for our Friday show. And we have an amazing show. I can show us a sneak peek if you would like. Let me see if I can find it. Gotta look through my desktop. I'm getting better at getting things done ahead of time for the shows, which is because we have that new booking system.
Mm-hmm. And for those of you who tuned in on Friday with us, the Swearapist will be back to join us again and again. We asked her to join us so that we can do some reenacting, so that we can give live examples of different situations. So,
Oh yeah, she's gonna since she is a psychiatrist or a counselor, she's gonna do some shows on anger and self, and it's going to be a series. So we're like, and she's already booked up for those shows. I think she's booked up for 5 different shows. So it's going to be a really good healing series. So here is the promo for the next show. What if humanity was saved by beings beneath the earth? The Hopi spoke of ancient protectors, the ant people, a hidden race said to emerge during times of planetary catastrophe, guiding humanity into sacred underground sanctuaries. But were they merely myth or something far older? This week on Soul Fire Ascension, award-winning podcaster and shamanic practitioner Debbie Dassinger reveals the hidden connections between humanity, our galactic history, and the awakening now unfolding across the planet. Are we being prepared for contact? Live June 19th, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and Soul Fire Ascension.
Yay.
Yay.
Juneteenth. Join us on Juneteenth.
That's right.
It's a bank holiday.
Is it?
Juneteenth is a bank holiday. Yeah, federal blah, blah, blah holiday. So for those of you who have off, don't forget about us. Come tune in at night.
And one last time before we go, just want to let you know where you can watch all of our courses are on YouTube, Soul Fire Ascension courses. We love you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And next Sunday night, we will see you with Class 5. And then there will only be one more. So there's only 2 more classes left.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Thank you. And Sam and Jesse both said thank you, ladies. Sending love and light. We're sending it right back at you. Beautiful souls.
That's right. We love you and thank you for being here with us and for participating.
Yes. Gratitude.
Absolutely. Good night, everyone.
Night.